Hey everyone, your name here, American politics. It's kind of a wild ride, right? Figuring out who's who in this voting game can feel like deciphering ancient hieroglyphics. But don't worry, I'm here to break it all down for you. In this video, we're diving into the 9 types of voters you're bound to encounter in the political jungle. Some of these categories are so surprising you'll be like, wait, people actually vote like that? So buckle up, hit that subscribe button, and let's get started. Okay, first up, we've got the activist voters. These are the folks who don't just talk the talk, they walk the walk, and then they probably organize a march about it. You'll find them volunteering on campaigns, rallying for their chosen candidates, and passionately debating politics with anyone who dares to make eye contact. They're the ones who truly believe in the power of their vote and are dedicated to making their voices heard. Think of them as the superheroes of the political world, always fighting for what they believe in. They're the ones who keep the system honest and hold those in power accountable. These are the folks who organize voter registration drives, phone bank until their fingers are numb, and maybe even write strongly worded letters to their representatives. They're passionate, they're informed, and they're not afraid to make a little noise for the causes they believe in. In short, activist voters are the heart and soul of democracy. So next time you see someone rocking a campaign button or waving a protest sign, give them a nod of respect. They're the real MVPs of the political arena. Next up, we've got the early voters. These are the folks who are all about efficiency. They're the ones who've already mailed in their ballots or rocked up to early voting locations. They're not about that last-minute voting stress. They've got their calendars marked, their research done, and their votes cast before you can say election day. They're the ones who show up to the polls like they're picking up a pre-ordered latte, cool, calm, and collected. Early voters are the embodiment of "I voted" stickers before "I voted" stickers are even a thing. They're prepared, they're proactive, and they're definitely not going to let a little thing like a long line get in the way of exercising their right to vote. So, if you're ever looking for someone to explain the candidates' platforms weeks before Election Day, look no further than your friendly neighborhood early voter. Alright folks, now we're getting to the really interesting stuff. Strategic voters, these are the chess masters of the election game. They're not just voting for their favorite candidate, they're playing the long game, thinking several moves ahead. They're the ones who might vote for a candidate they don't love in the primaries to increase the chances of their preferred candidate winning in the general election. They're all about maximizing their impact and making their vote count, even if it means making some unconventional choices along the way. You might hear them saying things like, well, I don't love candidate A, but they have a better chance of beating candidate B, who I really can't stand. They're the ones who are always thinking about the bigger picture, the potential outcomes, and the long-term consequences of their vote. They're the political strategists of the voting booth, and they're a force to be reckoned with. Now let's talk about the informed voters, the ones who do their homework. These are the folks who show up to the polls armed with facts, figures, and a deep understanding of the issues at stake. They've read the candidate platforms, watched the debates, and maybe even analyzed their voting records. They're not swayed by flashy slogans or empty promises. They want to know the nitty-gritty details, the policy specifics, and the candidates' stances on the issues that matter most to them. They're the ones who ask the tough questions and demand clear answers. You'll find them poring over news articles, fact-checking claims, and engaging in thoughtful discussions about the political landscape. Informed voters are the ones who remind us that voting isn't just about checking a box, it's about making a conscious choice based on knowledge and understanding. They're the backbone of a well-informed and engaged citizenry. Alright, let's give a big round of applause to the first-time voters. These are the folks who are experiencing the magic of democracy for the very first time. They're the ones who are filled with a mix of excitement, maybe a little nervousness, and a whole lot of enthusiasm. They're eager to make their voices heard, to be a part of something bigger than themselves, and to contribute to shaping the future of their communities and their country. They're the ones who remind us that every vote matters, that every voice deserves to be heard, and that the future is in their hands. First-time voters bring a fresh perspective, a renewed sense of hope, and a reminder that democracy is an ongoing process that requires active participation from each generation. They're the future of our political system, and it's up to all of us to welcome them, support them, and encourage them to stay engaged. So to all the first-time voters out there, congratulations. This is your moment to make a difference. Embrace it, own it, and let your voice be heard. Now let's talk about the swing voters, the wild cards of the election game. These are the folks who keep candidates on their toes and pollsters up at night. They're not beholden to any particular party or ideology. They're willing to listen to both sides and make their decisions based on the issues and the candidates themselves. They're the ones who can swing an election one way or the other, and they often hold the key to victory in closely contested races. They're the ones who force candidates to really work for their votes, to address their concerns, and to prove that they deserve their support. Swing voters are the embodiment of independent thinking in the political realm. They're looking for candidates who resonate with them on a personal level, who offer solutions to the issues they care about most, and who they believe will best represent their interests. They're the ones who remind us that elections aren't always predictable, that every vote truly does count, and that the power ultimately lies in the hands of the people. Next up, we've got the party loyalists, the ones who bleed their party colors. These are the voters who are firmly entrenched in their political camps, and they're not afraid to show it. They're the ones who vote a straight ticket, who support their party's candidates through thick and thin, and who believe that their party represents the best path forward. They're the ones who are deeply invested in their party's platform, who trust their party's leadership, and who are fiercely loyal to their party's ideals. They're the ones who show up to rallies, volunteer their time, and donate to their party's causes. Party loyalists are the backbone of the two-party system. They provide a stable base of support for their respective parties, and they help to ensure that the political process remains competitive. While their unwavering loyalty might seem perplexing to some, party loyalists remind us that politics is often about more than just individual candidates or specific issues. It's about values, beliefs, and a shared vision for the future. Now let's talk about the single-issue voters, the ones who are driven by a particular cause. These are the voters who are passionate about a specific issue, and they're willing to base their vote solely on a candidate's stance on that issue. Whether it's climate change, gun control, healthcare, or any other issue that resonates deeply with them, single-issue voters are determined to make their voices heard on the issues they care about most. They're the ones who are willing to overlook other policy differences or even personal shortcomings in a candidate if it means advancing their cause. They're the ones who remind us that every issue has the potential to be a voting issue, and that every vote has the power to make a difference. Single-issue voters are a testament to the power of passion and conviction in the political process. They're the ones who keep the focus on the issues that matter most, and they force candidates to address those issues head-on. And last but not least, we have the apathetic voters, the ones who, well, don't vote. These are the folks who are disillusioned with the political process, who feel like their vote doesn't matter, or who are simply too busy or too disengaged to participate. They're the ones who might complain about the government but don't see the point in voting, who believe that their vote won't change anything, or who are just plain apathetic to the whole political scene. While their reasons for not voting may vary, the result is the same. Their voices are absent from the political conversation. Apathy can be a dangerous force in a democracy. When a significant portion of the population chooses not to participate, it can skew election results, undermine the legitimacy of the government, and create a sense of disconnect between the people and their elected officials. It's up to all of us to find ways to re-engage them, to restore their faith in the political process, and to remind them that their voices do matter. Well, there you have it, folks. The 9 types of voters you're likely to encounter in the wild world of American politics. From the passionate activists, to the strategic masterminds, to the apathetic observers, each type plays a role in shaping our democracy. Remember, voting is both a right and a responsibility. So, no matter what type of voter you are, get out there, cast your ballot, and be a part of the process. For more videos about Top 9, subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to let me know in the comments which type of voter you are. See you in the next video.